Welcome back. So we are in episode 13, Corporal Hobbs here, and we are still on Mars, inside the base at the moment. So let's go over some things that I've done between episodes. So let's get our suit back on. And we'll go out to our launch pad over here. And as you can see, I cleaned up the area a little bit. Render distance is turned down so I get some more frames. But I ended up moving all of our atmospherics from our trading. So everything that we were using to unload gases and liquids from our trade is moved over to this area over here. And then we are processing it all. Got the... Man, I need to turn up that render distance. I'll do that once we launch the rocket. But I got our atmospherics over here where we can process all of our fuel for our rockets. So that's what the red and green are, our volatiles and our nitrous. And then I got our neutralizers moved over here so we can produce fuel. But let's get into our rockets. So I built the rockets in between episodes. All the material that I had printed off earlier when we built our first rocket, I just built the other three. And I got this one loaded up with fuel, so we should be good. But let's go over how the Tetris is laid out now. So if we look, we have 626 liters of nitrous and a little over 1,000 liters of volatiles. But the way I laid this out is we have our fuel down here on the bottom, connected into our engine with the cable there. I moved the chutes, or the liquid connectors, umbilicals up here. So red is our volatiles, green is our nitrous. Our white cable is our power from our batteries. This is our chute output for unloading ice that we gather. I have our downlink and our avionics tucked in right here. So we are using up all of that space. And then this is our scanners. So we got 4 scanners here in purple. So we have one tucked on this side. Then these 2 are flat across the bottom on the back side. Then we have our power connector in. Our miner is this one right here in the middle, and then our chute. Our storage is this one here on the outside. And then we have a scanner here and then a scanner above. And that pretty much uses up all of the space available for us. Yeah, I think there is not a single free spot available. At least in the lower section of the rocket. I think there might be some space up here in the middle. Yeah. Just up at the very, very tippy top that would stick out of the cone. But let's get this welded up. And then we can launch it. So rocket is welded up. Everything is ready to go, and these guys are all exact copies. So same thing on the other 2. So we got rocket 2, rocket 3, and rocket 4 down there at the end. Pipe is screaming because the pressure is up around 5. But we do have fuel in there. But let us disconnect our umbilicals. One of the things I also... Oh man, that's annoying. Let's load up this rocket. Let's see, connected. So we'll set this guy up to 8 as well. Same with this guy. Oh, 8. There we go. Should quiet the pipes down a little bit. There we go. And this guy is disconnected, so we could actually empty that guy out. There we go. Now we can talk. So one of the things I was playing around with was the power or the thrust on here. So changing the setting around. So I just played around with increasing and decreasing it. I was able to get our fuel up to 30.8 kilonewtons of thrust. So it helps us a lot with being able to transport more. So as you can see, our fuel, fuel mass. So we have almost 2,000 kilograms of fuel mass. So that's pretty much the dry mass of our rocket. So we are using pretty much the rocket weight as fuel. But let us go to our map, and I think let's actually go take a look if we need to get volatiles or nitrous. So if we look down here, our liquid tank is empty. Same with that guy, so it doesn't really matter. Since this one will have the most amount of fuel, we'll send it out to gather nitrous. So we'll go to our map. There's our old rocket still stuck out there. But we'll go all the way out here to our oxygenated ice cluster. So we have NOS ice available that we can find. So we will set that as our launch. We have our 4 scanners now, and then our miner and our cargo storage. And looks like we are good. So I think we will launch this guy. So all we have to do that is turn on our engine. And there goes our rocket. Perfect. All right, so that guy is out of here. So ETA is 750 seconds to get out there. And we have 1900 seconds of fuel, so should be enough fuel to get out there, mine, and then come back. But we got that guy. Let's see how these rockets are doing. So looks like we are a little bit more on nitrous compared to volatiles. And this guy is low on volatiles as well. But while we are waiting on that, let's see if we can change our settings to our render distance. Let's bump that up to maybe high so we can actually see. So let's go over our atmospherics here. So one thing, learning phase change. There's a YouTuber, I believe, let me double check, look this up. So I was watching a YouTuber. Let's look. I want to make sure I get this right, and I'll have a link down to their channel down below. But so the YouTuber is Shadow Drake 082. I'll have a link down to their channel below, but they have a playlist called let me see. Stationeers, phase change tutorial and experimental builds. And they do Shadow Drake does a wonderful job explaining phase change. The videos, I watched a lot of those videos in that playlist, but the main ones were the simple phase change heat pumps part 1, 2, and 3. It helped a lot with putting this together. And I won't be doing it any justice trying to explain what Shadow Drake explained. He did a wonderful job on it, and definitely recommend it. But let's look at the system that I built. So looking at our volatiles here, pause the game so we don't hear those pipes yelling. So what we are looking for is our volatiles. We need to be down under, we could just look up here. So max liquid pressure is negative 78.2 degrees Celsius at max pressure. We want to be underneath that. So down at negative 90, we need 3,500 pressure. And I decided to use pollutants to as our refrigerant. So as you can see, we do have a phase change that matches up. So we can have liquid pollutant as well as liquid volatile here at this small window where they overlap. So that's how I picked the refrigerant that we are using. And basically we have our condensation chamber here on this side, and all this does is heat up. So we are dumping our heat into this brown pipe here, which is our mixed gas pipe that goes to each of our filtration devices. So it just helps keep that warm and keep anything from freezing and breaking. So we dump heat in here. This is set to 6,000 kilopascal of pressure. Then we have our counterflow heat exchanger. So the gas is coming out right here, or input is on this side. So this is our evaporation chamber. So this is what cools down whatever is connected to our gas exchange or heat exchange here. So our evaporation chamber is taking that liquid pollutant and then evaporating it, which cools down the pipe network here. This is frozen currently because we don't have any volatiles in here, as it's all been made into liquid already. And then once that liquid evaporates, we have the gas comes back through here and then goes back over to our condensation chamber, where it recondenses back into a liquid, goes back down underneath to our evaporation chamber. And then this is how I load the system. So I have a portable liquid tank. I have turbo pumps hooked up, one for liquid, one for gas. I have a condensation valve here just to, if it does liquefy here, it just goes over into our liquid pipe, and we can control the liquid input. And I was using smart canisters because you don't need that much liquid in this system. So I was using the liquid smart canisters over here with our pollutant filtration setup. So same thing, we have our liquid tank here, our gas tank here, condenses, gets pushed into our liquid tank. I just have a ice crusher here in case I get any ice, or if I bust a pipe and I have ice on the ground, then I can toss that in right here, which I can actually turn that off. And then one of the things I decided to do, if we look at pollutant, let's see. So looking at pollutant, and if we compare that to oxygen, we can see that there's no overlap, which means that I can actually use oxygen as a pressurant to keep the pressure up inside the pollutant pipe. So that's what this is doing. It's pressurizing the pollutant liquid pipe to allow all that pollutant to liquefy. So that's why there is oxygen in this system. But it allows this 22.1 thousand moles of oxygen or gas pollutant to condense down into a liquid. And that's how we have so much liquid in here. And then pollutant doesn't need to be that cold to liquefy. So I just have a heat exchanger here hooked onto our mixed gas pipe. So it tries to keep the same temperature as this. And over here is our mixed gas tank, as well as our input vents, and then our drain as well. So if we get too high on pressure, then we can just output it here. We have plenty of drains and plenty of vents here to pull everything out of. And then I also added in our steam here in case we get any of that in our rocket. But we have our pollutant, our nitrogen, our nitrous, our volatile, our oxygen, and then our carbon dioxide. But going back to this system, the way I have it set up is we just have a back pressure regulator here. So if we overpressurize this pipe for whatever reason, it'll just go back into our main storage over here. So our main gas storage, and then we have our liquid storage here. Unfortunately, we don't have a way to filter out liquids yet. It looks like that is coming in a future update. I saw on the beta branch for the experimental that they have liquid filtration devices coming. But currently we have just a tiny amount of oxygen and nitrogen that's snuck in there. Kind of stuck with it at the moment because it is pretty difficult to filter it out otherwise. I was trying all sorts of different ways. That's what this is for, where I was pulling out the gas that's in this system using purge valves, pushing it into our mix pipe to then get re-filtered out through our volatile filtration. But it was very time consuming to do it that way. But back to our cooling. On our volatiles, originally I had this built for nitrous, but we don't need to cool nitrous down at all. So I repurposed this cooling heat pump, or this heat pump here, to hook up with some oxygen. So we got a little over 1,000 moles of oxygen. It will try and drop the pressure down as low as possible, so we can see it's negative 100, negative 99.7. And I have that hooked up to just a heat exchanger here, connected to our liquid volatile pipe. So this will help keep the liquid volatiles cold. One of the issues I was having, which might still be an issue, is we don't have the pressure or the cold enough temperature to condense all this volatiles. And there's not really a good thing I could use to pressurize the system. So oxygen, they overlap. So if the temperature gets too cold, I'll end up making liquid oxygen, liquid volatiles mixed together, and then with it being a volatile and oxygen mixture, that just means I pretty much made a fuel bomb inside my pipes, and that doesn't sound good. Nitrogen, there is just a tiny overlap before they overlap, and then I get nitrogen in there. Carbon dioxide would freeze. Pollutants, unfortunately, won't work. Water would freeze. Polluted water, same thing. Yeah, even steam. So nothing really overlaps. Oh my god. Pull you out. Okay. What the? Oh, even on a dead battery. That works. Okay. Well, let's go disconnect that real quick. Got plenty of time. Yeah, it's 700 seconds away. Quit yelling at me. That guy. Okay. Let's go check on our rocket while we are here. Okay. So we'll check our rocket. So it did make it all the way out there. So let's take a look so we can discover. So rocket is out there. How much fuel do we have left? I think we were up around 30,000 moles on each. And so I can look at our tanks now and see that we have just in our small tank still 141 liters. So half full. And yeah, half full. So we got about half our fuel remaining. But we will turn on our scanners. And it looks like we need 300 scan points to unlock a location. So that's going to be about 3 cycles. 2.5, 3 cycles. Because we're generating 120 per scan. So we'll let that guy scan up. We'll get our 9 locations that we can go to. But while we're waiting on that, so back to this. So volatiles, I am just using our oxygen here to cool down our liquid as well as any gas in here. It's being double cooled. So we have the cooling from the main pump that cools down our gas. That is being fed into the condensation chamber. So right there, set to just max pressure, so it tries to make as much liquid as possible. That gets fed into our liquid network, and then I have oxygen here in this pipe as our coolant as well, so heat transfer, because this will heat up the system because it is condensing. So that's over there, and that's just pretty much repurposing this heat pump here. And then we have our volatile ice crushers for any busted pipes I came across and had ice or frozen volatiles I could just chuck into here, which we can turn those off as well. And then the way I am doing our code here for our filtration is basically I have a turbo pump that will try to pressurize this pipe here, so the input up to 40 megapascals, and then once it is over 40 megapascals it will shut off, and then I have it hooked up to the turbo pump as well as the nitrous tank over there, and it's reading to see if there is less than 10,000 megapascals of pressure in the tank. If there is, then this stays active. If we are over that, then it shuts off. But doing the pressure on there as well as on the output allows the pressure differential to be as high as possible. So we are up to processing 58 moles per tick of the game, I believe. And that's on a lot of our stuff. Yeah, 58 moles. And for comparison, if we go look at our old system, how we were doing it over here, we can see that this guy is only processing 6 moles at a time, which is kind of keeping up with our single nitrolyzer over here. But yeah, definitely I recommend pressurizing your inputs and venting your outputs. So we can see that back over here. So same thing, I just have a storage. So I have a volume pump on here set to max pressure, so it just keeps this pipe empty. And then same with this guy here, which I just leave those running full time. You could code up something to control those, but I figure this is just an easy way of doing it. And we're using almost 20 kilowatts of power, which means in between episodes, I did expand out our power generation. So we got our wind turbine still here, our solar panels, which I actually moved a couple because this building is in the way. But I built this area out here. That's going to be our new solar panel farm. And they're rows of 30 solar panels each. So that goes all the way down there. They're out here up high and away from our buildings and base, which I just need to maybe do some frames underneath there so it doesn't look like it's floating as much. But that allowed me to expand out our power to, now we are generating a little over 60 kilowatts of power. And using 44 kilowatts now. But yeah, still got our hangars and our trade platforms. Let's head inside the base here. And I'm not going to go back out that way. We'll retop up our food and water real quick. Alright, got our food and water top back up. Put our suit back on. Still have 200 seconds or so until storm hits. So let's go check the rocket, see how it's doing before the storm hits. So looks like we are just finishing up the last one now. So if we look at our map, we have some dense oxygen ice, nitrogen, NOS ice, that's good. Some more oxygen, another NOS, NOS, and some nitrogen. So I think, let's look at this one. We'll have to scan each of them. But we'll let this guy finish up his last one, and then we will pick one and go to it. So we got that. Looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so 5 of our spots came up as NOS, so we'll set the first one as our destination. And we will run over there. So our pump liquid engine, we'll turn that guy on. Turn our scanners off for now. Battery is still up at 96%. With the new layout, we do have 9 batteries on there. So we should have plenty of power. Probably a little overkill, honestly. We could get rid of some of those batteries and change them over to either just be free space so we have less mass that we are trying to move, or change it over to some cargo. But we are there now. And we still have 1,500 seconds of fuel, so we'll turn our scanners back on. And we will survey. And we'll see what we are working with here. Okay, so we have 2 moles of nitrogen, mostly nitrous oxide. Nice to see. So 22 moles per each ice mined. Size is 4.25. What were our possible rolls? So we could have 3 to 7 or 4 to 8, for size, 4 to 8 on density, and 1 to 3 for richness. So size, density is nice to see. That's near the high end. And richness, right in the middle. Size is on the lower end, but density is high. So we'll let this guy do its thing. We'll get up to that 1000% so we get the mining boost. And I think each one of these is adding 40%, looks like. So we'll get that 10% mining boost and then the 1000% mining boost. So we'll let that guy scan while we are going through the storm. Oh, speaking of the storm, there it comes. One of the things I did need to do between episodes was I actually had to go do a fuel run. So I took another 4 cans of fuel out to each of the outposts. I think that was on day 502 or 503. So been a little bit of time, but 4 cans of fuel should last us. It looks like we're going through about 1 can every 100 days. So it should be another 400 or so days before we would need to refill anything again. And then last thing I changed, I got rid of the stairs going up on this side and put another vending machine in here. And then if we look, so these vending machines are connected to our trade platform out there with this gray wire here that we can see. And these go down, connect into our chute network here, and just tie in with this, was it hopper? Yeah, hopper. So it ties into our hopper here, then goes out, and then goes to get filtered. So that allows just easy unloading of any trade material. So like these guys are all cheese. So what I've been doing is just popping this guy off. I can either store it on me or just move it over. And then I can just vend out the stuff that I want. So I bought some more chocolate, some cheese. And then if there is anything like I was buying some coal ore because we have gone through all of ours. Yeah, the only thing we have in there is silicon, which we can process through real quick. But ran through all of our coal. So bought some from a trader. But I'll get this unloaded and then bring you guys back once the storm is over. Alright, so storm has passed. We'll throw our suit back on and then go check on our rocket. And I think what we'll do once we get our mining started is look at adding on to our cooling loop to try and cool down our volatiles, because that's what we're going to need to launch our rocket again. So if we look here, we are up to our 1000%, so we are getting that mining bonus. So we will turn our scanners off, turn our rocket miner on, and then set to start mining. So these first couple are going to be pretty high on richness because it's taking the 14 and transforming it up to 46, now 45. So that's why our yield is going down lower and lower. But it says that we should have around 50,000 ore at this location, which is definitely going to fill up our rocket. And we can see here that we have 4 on our import count. So it currently has 67 in there. 31. We can see our drill condition as well. So we'll let that guy fill up and then bring it back. let's go look over here. Just making sure I have everything. Counterflow, perfect. Okay. And I think I have some phase change devices here. Perfect. And I think that's everything I need. Okay. So what I'm thinking is we will build another loop here, so another heat pump, but instead of using pollutant, we will tie into this oxygen line as our brown pipe here. And then we will use, I'm thinking maybe nitrogen? How low can that go? So negative 233, oxygen is 217, latent heat 0.8, 0.5. And how does this compare to volatiles? Okay. So that would get us down to our minimum temperature, no issue. Same with nitrogen, I'm assuming. Yeah, nitrogen would get us there as well. Let's see what we have more of. We do need liquid nitrogen for our what is it? Was that no, not clone, it's, let me see. I know we make it, or in the pipe bender. It's not the sleeper, it's the cryogenic. Yeah, cryotube. Yeah, so we'll need liquid nitrogen anyways for that. And we have 53,000 moles of nitrogen. How are we doing on oxygen? 16,000 moles. So I think we will do nitrogen. So we'll set up a cooling loop over here for making for cooling down liquid nitrogen, which how's this compare to volatiles? Which we'll be able to do the same thing with our volatiles. Which means we're going to need a dual stage system. So I'm thinking we do our condensation chamber here, our evaporation chamber here. Then we can tie it in with our nitrogen. And then let's grab some steel, hook these guys up. Oops, need that still. Okay. So I think if I put liquid or nitrogen in here, that would be our refrigerant or our coolant. Yeah, I think we'll do nitrogen as our coolant. In that case, let's build this out. So we'll do our counterflow heat exchanger again. And we want a gas liquid. So yep, liquid to the right and gas to the left. And this guy, we just need welding torch and some steel sheets. So there's that. So this guy comes down, connects in. So that is the gas side of it. Liquid side, same kind of thing. We'll just hook that up right there. Okay. So there's that. Oops. Now how did I do this? I did turbo pump. Grab turbo pump. Right there. And this guy will be a turbo pump as well. Yeah, directly behind. And I think I want power on the outside. So this will come over like this, go up. So that's that. This one should be like that. Yeah, I want that right there. And that's how we will load our system. And I want a condensation valve right there to protect our pipe. And that just runs over the top into there. Okay, so we'll have our tank on there. We'll be able to load and unload this system with that. Next will be our oxygen, which we already have oxygen right here. So we'll bring this across the top. I kind of like this design idea of like having the pipes go all over the top of everything. Reminds me of if you've ever played the game Captain of Industry, when you're building like oil refineries. You just have pipes going all over the place, and just gives me a reminder of that. So we'll get this hooked up. No idea if this is gonna work or not. We'll be experimenting. Okay, so that's gonna be our oxygen. We might need to add some more oxygen in. But this will act as our heat dump. It will get cooled by this pipe network first. And this is going to be our nitrous, or our nitrogen. How do I want to do this? Because we do need regular temperature nitrogen for our plants. So I don't want to completely cool down the tank. So I'm thinking... I don't have another phase change device, I don't think. I have to go in the base and grab one of those. Yeah, nothing in there. So I think we'll do something similar to this, where we have that on the front, right here. And then we'll do same thing, turbo pump into it to feed it. In that case, we can get our pipes going. Probably need 2 stacks of them. So a turbo pump right there. Then, yeah, just straight up from there. So let's get this hooked up. Okay, so that's our nitrogen coming in. We'll have our turbo pump here with power on the outside. So that's good. Yeah, and then I just have it come straight over. this. Like that. And do I have it go up 1? Yeah, up 1, 2. Okay. Okay, and that's our pressure regulator. So back pressure. Yep. And let's start getting this all wired together. All right, so that is everything wired up now. Perfect. And then I want a 2-stage utility kit there, just like this one. And oh yeah, forgot this guy. There we go. There's that. And then this one, I think it's same spot here. So we go up, over like that. And yeah, right here. So this is how we get our liquid nitrogen into our tank. And we'll just go underneath our pipes here. So got everything hooked up, wired up. So now we just need a phase change device as well as some nitrogen to get the process started. So we can load in nitrogen from over here. So we'll do the same way I've been doing it when it comes to these guys. Flip that guy around so we have power on the outside there. Oh, one back. Okay, yeah, power on the outside. That goes into our pipe network there. Oh, wrong pipe. So, oops. That one, and then up. And this guy comes this way. That's where our valve goes. And then we have our pump right there. There we go. So that's our pump. Let's get our condensation valve on there. Perfect. There's that. Just need to hook it up here. And just need to wire it all in now. Okay, so got that all hooked up. Turn these settings down. And I should have some tanks over here, I think. Don't think I want to use liquid tanks. I think I want to do gas tanks. In that case, let's go grab some from over here, maybe. I think one of these is off. That one's good. I think there's one over here where the mixture ratio is incorrect. Yeah, this guy. Since we need to empty it anyways, just fly over here. That's what this guy's whole purpose is. Oops, give me my wrench back. There we go. So this is just set up into our mixed gas network, and it will just pull all the volatiles and everything out of here, empty that tank, and then we can reuse it for our nitrogen now. Let's go check on the rocket, see how it's doing. So our rocket export count 57. How's our storage? So we are full on import count. Yep. And our export count, it looks like our rocket is full. Yeah. So rocket is full. It means we will shut off our rocket miner. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna collect anything more. Yeah, it's already trying to export something. So that's good. Let's go to our landing pad. So this is rocket 2. We'll set that as our destination. And it looks like it should be able to land even on a low setting. So we will turn that guy on. And it is on its way back now. And we have 1,500 seconds of fuel, and it's going to take us about 380 seconds or so to get back. So that was loading our fuel up to 80%, which means we could probably honestly get out there with just maybe 50% or so. We'll have to look and see how much fuel we had left. But let's go top up our food and water and then grab another phase change device and finish up this. Alright, got our phase change devices, got some more cabling, piping, grabbed our portable tanks and some smart canisters. Let's see how much longer it is on our rocket. So another less than 2 minutes until it gets here. Let's jump over here. We'll start getting this guy pressurized. Oh, wrong one. There's that. On that side. Okay. So this will be for our gas. Let's do 50 there. And we should see that we are starting to pressurize this. And we'll put this tank down as well. Of course, it's all the way on the back side for the pipe. There we go. And we'll charge up this tank. So we'll charge this up to about 19. There we go. 19, perfect. And I think we'll just use the canisters to transport everything over. So we'll go like that. Set this guy out to 100. Turn this guy on. Condensation. Set this up to 6,000. So our nitrogen is already down to -83. Let's see, what pressure? So -83 at 6,000, so we should start to see some condensation soon. Once that pressure builds up a little bit more. Oh, rocket is coming in now, okay. Turn that guy on. Let's go look. There's our rocket. And we successfully landed our second rocket. First one got a little lost. We don't talk about Icarus. But let's see. So still 569 liters of fuel. And 355 over here. So it looks like we used up about half the fuel that we took with us. So we will set this guy to 50%. Turn on our inputs there. Our battery was, not even less than 80% yet. So we got that going. We could start unloading our ice, but we'll wait on that until we get our nitrogen set up. So let's go take a look over here. Nothing in there yet. Yeah, this guy's still getting up to pressure. Probably need a couple of these cans. Pressure is up to 6. So we are starting to make some liquid nitrogen. Means this guy's going to start filling up, and then that temperature is going to decrease fast. Which, yeah, I do want to decrease that temperature. Yeah, that's fine, because I'll use the heat exchanger to connect our liquid, volatile, and nitrogen together. Yeah, I think that's how I will do it. But let's get this guy set up. So this is going to be our condensation chamber. So right there. And just thinking, yeah, already negative 118. Oh, let's get this guy hooked up. There we go. This is from when I was experimenting with cooling down the nitrous when I didn't need to. That's why it's green. Okay. So I think this pressure, what did I do with our volatiles? I set it to maximum, that's right. So we'll do same thing here. There's that. We'll get it wired up. And we'll turn this guy on. Turn that guy on, set it to 40,000. And then we also need a valve, an exit valve. That's right, that's why I was running a pipe over the top. It sounds like I need to shut that guy off. Here's that. Let's get a condensation valve in there before this guy pops. There we go. Or is it this guy breaking? Oh, yep. So that is going to be... Do we have too much liquid in there, possibly? Too much pressure. How can we fix that? I think we will just take some of that pressure back out. There we go. Now let's look. Okay, pressure is building up a little bit. Okay, so setting it to max cooling, what does that do with our pressure down here? Okay, so pressure is decreasing now because that temperature is getting colder. Perfect, that's what we want. This guy, we gotta do something with that temperature to get it down cold enough. Which I think we can... Don't know if this will work. So if we tie this back into our nitrogen... So it is decreasing in temperature. This one is going up a little bit more, which means this guy's going to work a little bit harder. How's our pressure now? Hovering around that 4 mark, which I think is the pressure for the liquid. Yeah, negative 99, 92. Okay, it says we are condensing. Perfect. So that is cooling down. Okay, so I think that is working. So 5.78 kilojoules, 6. I think eventually this will even out. Yeah, I think if we turn this guy off, we can see, so 5.87, 6.78, 798. Stress is climbing on here. Maybe adding some more volume might be the trick. Just so this stays as a gas up here. Yeah, because it is condensing. Let's try adding some more volume, see what happens. So we'll do something like that. Okay, so stress goes down. We got more volume up here in the top. Our liquid over here has gone down. Our pressure here is only built up to 4.8. How's our liquid down here? And pressure's good. And this guy, our pressure is decreasing, and we're at 4 liters in there. Okay. So I think it'll just take some time, but system just needs to even itself out. Okay. We'll get this stuff painted. The main thing, are we generating liquid? Not really. That's probably because we ran out. Okay. So if I set that to 20, just like the other one, I think that's enough to pressurize the system. We could do a smaller test. We'll set this guy to 10 and see if that overpressurizes the system or if it can keep up. I think the volume there might be a little too low. So let's grab some pipes. Go something like that. And we'll just add a little bit more capacity into it. Now let's see. Okay, so pressure is not going crazy out of control like it was. Okay, so 20 will keep up. It's good to see. Yeah, it's the only issue with doing that. Let me have a think on this. Alright, after thinking about it, I think we just leave our condensation valve on here and just cool our gases down and then condense it using the valves instead of trying to use a condensation chamber. Because what's happening is as it condenses, it heats up our pipe again, and then it cools and it just gets into a loop like that. So I think we'll just get rid of it and let it condense right here in the pipe. We got the volume for it, so I don't think that will be too big of an issue. And drill. Let's see. Didn't send me flying. Okay. So I'll pick up this piping. There we go. Get rid of this cable. Don't need it anymore. There we go. So now this should just cool it down. Probably need a little bit more nitrogen. So let's grab another canister full from over here. There's that. We can actually get rid of this guy here as well. And we'll just put another double on there. Gives us plenty of volume for gases to cool down. And paint that black. Paint this khaki. There we go. Okay. So we'll open that up. Should pressurize this up to 6. That way it can start condensing. That'll get us some more liquid. That means this stuff over here will start evaporating, which will start cooling our gases in here. And we have 10 megapascals of pressure in there. And yeah, I think that's fine. Let's see. So I'm turning the pump down, that way it's not cycling through, making a loop and cooling down our pipe network here is kind of the thinking on it. Let's turn this guy back on, get some more pressure in there. There we go. So we're down to -20. Okay, we'll let that guy empty. So we are 15 moles in our pipe, 722 over here. So we'll keep an eye on that, see if that is working. Might have to change it around. But let's start working on our gas over here. So for us to do that, let's get rid of that. I got some crushers on me. I do. Okay. So we are going to need to run a pipe out, or a chute network out across the top there. And I think we will bring it over here. And we are using 19 kilowatts of power. So I think I'm going to have another APC. So a separate pipe network for our ice that comes in from mining. So we do that. Let's have that come out over here on this side. There we go. All right. And let's grab a silo and some other stuff. So I'll be right back. All right. So got our silo. And I'm thinking, yeah, let's do it right over here. So if we are coming out right there on this pipe network, maybe we go right there. Might need some more steel sheets, honestly. Get some plastic. And then screwdriver and cable coils. Okay. Now I don't know if we need to do a sorter. It might be a good idea to do it. In that case, let's see. I think it is, yeah, right there. We'll bring it out right there so we can put a stacker on this. Like that. So, oops. Wrong direction. Up. Okay. I think we're gonna go out one into a junction. There we go. So like that. So that hooks all of our collection up. We bring it over here. This one we will just do a corner piece on and go straight up. So that brings it out to there. Oh, won't be able to get our power in right there. So let's see if we instead move it over like this by 1. So we can still access that. So we'll just need to move this over. So that gets that hooked up. Then we have this here. Maybe we just bring this guy out to the side here, and then we can send that into maybe like a vending machine or something. So anything that is not the item that we are requesting, we'll just hook in there. Let's get this wired up. So power is on. Power is on. Perfect. I just need a computer and a sorting motherboard. So put all that stuff down. This guy, we will color back to blue. Okay. So let's go grab computer, sorting motherboard, and grab some more steel sheets. So we have some on us. All right, got our sorting motherboard and our computer. So we can program that sorter over there. And we can just do something. There we go. Yeah, I think I'd rather go right there. And we'll paint this guy blue. Sure. Hook it up. There we go. And I don't think we have a ice. Yeah, we don't. Okay. So we'll just do space ice, which should be down here near the bottom. There we go. It should be space ice. Will be our whitelist, which means if we turn that guy on and we dump just a little bit from our rocket, so we'll connect our cargo, go into our UI here, go to our cargo storage, we'll flip it on and open it up, and then close it. That means our ice should come out over here. And I already see one mistake. There we go. So we got our ice in there, perfect. So we'll go open that up, start emptying our rocket. So open, set that to 1, and then it can output everything. And then looking on here, that looks like our rocket is empty, so that's good. And we hear our ice coming through, so now we just need to put in some crushers. let's build our first one. Okay. Now let's think about this. So we're going to go up, and then overflow. Okay. So try to feed the first crusher. If that is full, then it kicks down to the next one. To allow for expansion, we will put a valve on here. So like that. And then we would do a corner piece like this. We'll set this guy over here to the side. Yeah, we'll just bring this guy across the top here. Keep that everything up above aesthetic that we got going. Bring that guy down. Bring that one up. There we go. So we can turn that on. Might set it to, so I think 278 is 0 degrees, so we'll go, yeah, just 0 degrees on there. Okay. And because we're going to have a mixture of just a bunch of different things, I think well, this first one's going to be NOS, so do I have a liquid tank over here? Just an insulated tank. Okay, I do have a liquid tank here. So NOS is special case. So we'll paint that like that. This guy we will bring across over here. And yeah, I think we just run it straight down. And we'll run it across the bottom. Yeah, and we'll just do a back pressure regulator on this. Basically, we want this to be we'll do 6,000. Or what's our pressure for NOS? So we'll set this guy to 2,000. So anything above 2,000 will be pushed out. And we have our liquid over here. So we will do a condensation valve right here. Actually do 2 of them. So got that hooked up. So now we have our gas in here, pressurizes up to the point that nitrous would start to condense. Then we push it over here to this storage system. Here it will just be manually operated, so I can turn the valve on and off. Just verify that it is actually nitrous, then push it into this system, and then push it into our tank out there, which I actually want to maybe set something up here. That would actually work right there. I will just go like this. Okay. There we go. So what I'm thinking is we put a liquid volume regulator on here, and this will try to pressurize the system. Actually, we'll do back volume. So this will try to do keep this completely empty on this side. And this is mainly just there as a safety to ensure that everything is connected together properly. So now we just need to get power, which I guess we will come out on this side. So like that. So that will start draining all the liquid on this side. I think that is fine. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay. So if we turn this on, that will start processing. Should pump the gases out to here. Then it should start liquefying. Yep, perfect. Then we get liquid in here. And we already have some oxygen in there, which is perfect. Yeah, perfect. So that oxygen is staying in there, so it will just liquefy all of our nitrous. Which it might be better to just do a pump on there instead. But that's fine for now. Now let's look at doing our next crusher. So we will need to go up and then over. So I think it'd be right there. So this will go up, over, down, and then overflow into our valve. There we go. Power on this side. And if we open up that, it should start processing. Let's check our pressure. So we are over 2. Which means, yeah, our nitrous in here is going to start being processed through. But that's fine. We are getting most of our nitrous in there. So I will open this up. Yeah, we'll just allow all the nitrous to go over here, and then this guy can start pumping it into our nitrous, rest of our nitrous. So perfect. And we will set this guy to probably just 6. It's probably all we need. And I will unload one of these rockets. Actually, probably both of these rockets. It's almost full on nitrous, just waiting on that volume of liquid CO2. Let's go take a look at our nitrogen. So this guy still popped. Anything else that popped? Does not look like it. Okay. So it might just be that it was overfilled. So I think I will need to automate this with a chip, possibly, kind of like what we are doing with our fuel and rockets. We'll just pressurize this up to a certain amount and then cool it down. But we can work on that later, I think. How's our CO2? Or our volatiles? So negative 95, just waiting on that pressure. Have we gotten any more in here? So 15 and 722, so nope. So just waiting on this guy to cool down again. Okay. Well, let's go. We'll head inside, top up our food and water, and then come back out. Alright, got our food and water topped up. Let's take a look at our rocket, see how the fueling's going. So we are full on nitrous. Just waiting on that volatiles. And let's check over here. Okay. Let's look. Okay, so our pipe network isn't wasting anything. That's what I was kind of concerned about, was if we were throwing nitrous out the side over there. But as long as we stay under 10 megapascals, or 40 megapascals, that's fine. And our stress isn't too bad. Yeah, that is fine. And this is working as intended. It is heating up, which just makes it easier for that nitrous to condense, which I am fine with. We will get to a point though where it is a little too hot, so we might do something to cool it down, where it will no longer condense. But for now, I think that's fine. And I just realized we might explode something if I don't hook this pipe up. Yeah, it was up above 40 megapascals. Good thing I saw that. That would have exploded all of this. Okay. How are we doing on ice? 32 left. Oops. Fell in my hole down here. So the real thing holding us back is just our volatile production, which is cooling over here, which I don't think I am doing this correctly. Okay. Let's add some more nitrogen in here. Maybe adding a little bit more volume here might help. So doing something like that. Turn that guy on. Mm, all right, got a little CO2 in there. Yeah, from the system. Which is not good because it's going to freeze everything. Okay, turn that off. Okay. So that's good, that's good. I should be good to close this guy back up, close up the other one as well. Okay, turn this back on. Swap out our canisters. I think we need a back pressure regulator right there. So if we are going to do that, it's going to be what, a purge valve? So we'll hook up a purge valve there, and then we can just connect it in to the top there, I think. In that case, can we do... something like that? Yeah, still access it. So we'll go like this. Oh. This popped. There we go. Yeah, probably because I had that valve closed, thinking it'd be fine to pressurize this, but the liquid was a little too high. Okay, back to this. Okay, and basically the way we want this to work is this will connect in right there. We'll set the pressure to be 5,000. So if it goes up above 5,000, then we pop it out of the pipe. Push it into the top up here, where it can get cooled down, build up the pressure to turn into a liquid. Okay, so that's good. We just need to... we'll just swap out the whole tank so we can dial this in a little bit better. Yeah, it's a nice thing about having these tanks like this is we can do stuff like that. I already see, I'm pretty sure I overpressurized that, but we'll see. Okay. So... okay, so it should start building up this cold temperature in here, which should start producing some liquid. Yep. That liquid should be filling into our evaporation chamber, which should end up cooling down our nitrogen over here. Yeah, so it is cooling. Our pressure's already dropped to less than 10. Pipe network down here is up to 1. How about this down here? Are you still freaking out over here? Stress 12. 6, 16%. So what I'm thinking is we extend out our pipe over here. We'll do a insulated tank, liquid insulated tank right here. %. Yeah, I think it's just that guy yelling. But we will take one of these condensation valves. Why did you pop? Pressure? Yeah, pressure. Okay, so that will allow liquid to come in over here, which, holy cow, we have a lot of nitrous in the system. So that will help reduce the stress on the system here. And then to get rid of this, we could do a purge valve. I don't. There we go. I was gonna say I don't have any. Yes, we could do a purge valve there. Oops, which I think I have power. Yeah, right here. So this will just purge the liquid that's in there. So like that. And then this one will be like that. Okay, and then what we want to do is set this to like 1,000. Actually, maybe even higher or lower. So we'll just do 100. So that should pull any gas out of the system. So it just creates a loop. But I'm fine with that because it gives a chance for our pipes to, or our pumps to pressurize into their respective filters. Now the thing is, we need to put some purge valves on all of our different pipes over here. Yeah, because they're all going to start busting. In that case, let's turn these guys off so we don't bust pipes again. So like that. We'll need to go make some more pressure valves. Or pressure regulators. Okay, that guy's empty. Let's see. So how could we do this? We have power on that side. So I could do something like this. Bring this down. Oh, just what I was afraid of. Okay, so we do something like that. And we just set this up to, sure, 3000. So that keeps that out of there. Turn this guy back on. That will repressurize this. So that will push liquid into here if it does condense. But it should stop the pipes from busting. So we'll do same thing right there. And I think I'll actually just set these to 0. See how that works. Yeah, so it should pull all the liquid out of there, pump it back into here, where it can then get reprocessed through our filter. So that guy should be good to turn back on. Seeing as its pipe already busted. There we go. And now we just have liquid in there. That guy should be good to turn on as well. There we go. Pressure is coming down. Perfect. We can turn that guy off. So that's 2 done. 3 done. So we just need 4 more. So I'll go grab those and I'll see you guys here in a moment. Alright, so got our pressure regulators so we can hook up the rest of these guys. So purge valve. Okay, so pressure is under control inside of our liquid tanks, it looks like. Yeah, even this guy's coming down. So perfect. Okay, just what we wanted. And yep, everything's working good. How's our pressure in our main tank? Nice and low. Stress is not building up. That's good. Our ice processing is almost done. So it is trying to pressurize in here. This guy is at -30. Our pressure in there is under control. How about over here? Pressure is under control. So yeah, -90 being transformed, and we have liquid. is our liquid production in here. Already at 2.52 thousand moles, so perfect. Just what we want to see. I think I have a liquid pipe analyzer. Actually, won't be a liquid, it will be a gas. I think I'm just going to come straight out the front with this. Right there. And then we can put our analyzer on there. Like that. I'll hook this guy up to power. There we go. So now we can see that in there. Which means I am going to need a housing. You know what? Actually, I think I will tie it into this guy here. So let's import this code. We'll pause the game. So this is the code for controlling all of the filters. So I set up the filter, the pump, the tank. We get our input pressure, our tank pressure. So we started off, we load the tank pressure. If that is less than our tank pressure that we want, which I thought it was 10,000 megapascal, but it's 35,000 or 35 megapascal. And then we set that mode depending on if it's less than that or over that. So if it's less than that, it goes 1, which is active, otherwise 0 is inactive. Then we load the pressure on the input side. If that is less than our desired input pressure, so less than 0, we set the mode on the pump. That way, if it does overpressurize, it will flip the pump direction on the turbo pump. Get the absolute value of that, divide it by 10, which is just moving the decimal, and then we set the minimum on there, which means that, yeah, it just like we're doing on our rocket, it changes the setting here on our pump, which may not even need to divide it by 10, but that works. So let's go down to our next section here. So some things that we are going to need. We need our analyzer, pipe analyzer. Should be pretty straightforward. So define our analyzer, define the analyzer, not analyzer, analyzer name, define the pump, and define the pump name. So this will be a turbo pump gas. So we'll copy that one right there. Then we'll name these. So pipe analyzer and nitrogen liquid maker. We'll just do same thing right here. So turbo volume pump. So that's our analyzer name. That is our pump name. And then on start, we could alias these. So we could do an alias of R15. This will be our pump. So R15. This is a cool pump. Alias our, analyzer R14. So load batch name into our cool pump. This will be the pump name, reference ID, and batch doesn't matter. And load batch name into our analyzer device, and oops, analyzer name. There we go. Same thing as this. So now we can just come down here and load into R0 from our analyzer. Fat finger that. We want pressure set less than R0. Based on R0, if it is less than 10 megapascals, we will turn our pump on. So save to our pump. Cool pump on R0. We'll just turn it on. I'm not worried about controlling going over or under, so I think that's fine. So we'll do that right there. So if we export this guy, export, should see device not found, line 36. Why? Oh, I know why, because I don't have a cable on there. And I think I will need to raise that up. Actually, just flipping it around should do. But I can get rid of that guy because we won't need it anymore. Yeah, we'll just come straight out with this guy. There's that one. This one will have to, come out here to the side. Rename that pump. Restart. What the? How did we overpressurize that? Overpressured? Oh, because the pump stayed on. That's why. Okay. I was like, that should not be true. Okay. So we got that set up. So that is automated. So now it will cool down. Once this drops below 10, it will kick back on. That's working. We only have 2.5 liters in there at the moment. How's our pressure on this side? Might need a little bit more nitrogen in there. So we'll kick some more in there. Might help with this. We'll see how that works or holds up. Okay, it is staying under 5. Hold that guy back up so I don't fall in. Okay, temperature is dropping. So negative 58. Now we need a way to connect our nitrogen and our volatiles to a heat exchanger, which I think we will just build right here, but I want to do the big one. So it's going to take up 2 spaces. Does that mean... I think I need one more kit. So let's go grab that. I don't think I have any down here. Yeah, phase change devices. Yeah, let's go grab that. We can look at our fuel over here. So we still need 10.5 liters pumped into that pipe. All right, I'm back. Dogs started barking at the neighbors, so had to go stop them. Let's see. Okay, yeah, we were checking on volatiles, so we're just missing volatile production. I needed another kit, that's right. So we'll get that going. So that is a large direct heat exchanger. We just need one for now, so we'll get that producing. Got some more pressure regulators. And we'll take our suit off and get everything topped back up again. There we go. And I think that should be enough to make our large one. Yep. Okay, and we got steel. So let's go take care of that. Okay. So I think... we'll do it over here on the nitrous, or on the nitrogen side. Words. Let's see. So I want to probably, yeah, just keep it right there. I got room to hook in our pipes, and did I put down the right one? Probably not. I want liquids. There we go. So I need a wrench. And welding torch. And some steel. Okay. So that's our large heat exchanger. So now we just need to hook up the pipes, which I think we'll just go straight down on both of these. Yeah, we got our volatile pipe right there, which we can just bring right over here. This is our nitrogen, so we'll take it this way. Okay, so that connects our volatiles. We'll paint that. Now for this one, we'll just connect it in right here. So we should be good to just pop that guy out. Oh, actually, just need to go down one. There we go, and we have some heat transfer, so perfect. We'll get this stuff welded back up now. And how we doing over here? Down to -80. Still only 3 liters in the system. So yeah, 82, 83. Okay. So it is lowering. Yeah, we're at 95. Okay. Yeah, -93. Wonder if we should do the same thing where we get rid of this and then just use the pipe from here. I have to think on that. But let's see. Yeah, we got plenty of nitrous. Yeah, 1,000 liters of it. Yeah, just waiting on our volatiles to cool down. And there's nothing that we can use to pressurize it either. Could use oxygen, but that would be dangerous. Nitrogen, not really. Carbon dioxide, no. Yeah, we're kind of just stuck waiting for it to cool down. Let's see if that helped at all, though. So 8.26 now. And that's set to 60. So I think that would be fine. Yeah, pressure on this pipe is just high because the temperature is not cold enough. How could we fix that? So we already have this guy transferring the heat or cooling our pipe over here. So this is my crazy contraption to try and separate out the networks. Okay, so pressure is not too bad in there. This is one separate network versus this guy here. So it's set to try and keep 60% full on this side, and then if it goes above 80%, it pulls back. Then we take the pressure here. Oh, just on this side. I need to add in another pressure one on this side. Okay, that's why it's screaming at me. So let's do that. So we'll come over here to this side. Let's grab one of those regulators. So a purge valve. So purge right there. I'll connect this guy in right there to our power. Okay. So there's that. There's that. This one, if we go up above 4,900. Turn that guy on. So that should start pulling the pressure out. So that's good. And I'm thinking the other thing that we can do is hook up a heat exchanger on these guys. So we'll just pull pipes up like this. So like that. And that will just help equalize the temperature on each side. Otherwise, it's going to take forever for it to cool down. And let's go make some more of those kits. So we'll make 3 of them real quick. Get this guy started on it too. So heat. There we go. Speed up the process a little bit. And we'll retop up our supplies. We got our heat exchanger. We can build another large one here in the middle to help equalize the temperature on our volatiles. And I'm thinking, don't want it to be in the way of our walkway, so we'll build it right there. Okay. So this guy, We'll bring it out one. I guess I could have just tied it in there. Oh well. So what this should do, as we can see, is that energy is being transferred in the form of heat. So this is down to -83, and this is 92. So it's just going to try and equalize these temperatures. And then we have cooling happening on this side. So this should help keep this cool and then condensed, and then we should start seeing the volume over here decreasing as that volatiles are condensing down. So that's what we are seeing. So that's perfect. We'll actually close this guy up. And if we look, our volatiles 866. And it's going to take a little bit of time, but that temperature will decrease. And we have 505 in that side. I am kind of worried about that pressure though. Yeah, we are pushing the limit on our rocket. I think this next load we will go and grab volatiles, because I think we are good on... Yeah, we have 47,000 moles of nitrous. This guy we will paint black. There we go. Let's look in here. So 5.2 thousand moles of nitrogen. So once the pressure builds up a little bit, then the it will start liquefying. How's this over here? -83. Pipe pressure is good. This one is getting a little high. How's it in here? So 2.8, 2.9. And I think we will do a purge valve right there, just to protect our pipes. No, it's more of a safety than an actual fix for the problem. But at least we don't have to deal with broken pipes constantly. So I'll set this up to 5,000. So what this will actually do, I think, is help. It will pull this cold temperature that was a liquid out. So that cold pressure, or that cold gas, the cold nitrogen that's already down at -88, and then just feeds it back in on itself as an input to repressurize the system at a colder temperature. So that might actually help it lower. But -83 in the system now. And we'll check on all of our pipes here. So, yep, good. Oh, it's the vent kicking on. Okay. I was like, why do I see atmosphere moving? But let's get all of this stuff painted. These guys are going to be mixed as well. There we go. This should only be nitrous. And we are almost done with that. Awesome. So, jump down here. Our rocket is reloaded or refueled. So we will turn off our storage. Set the open to 0. Our battery fully charged. Okay, so we'll disconnect our cargo. How's this over here? What I might do is just pull all of this stuff out so it can cool down. Oh yeah, that pressure not good. Okay, let's start. Okay, there we go. Okay, pressure back under control. Negative 85 in there. Okay. So I'm hoping that just reset the temperature, kind of, allowing it to mix with the other stuff that we had out there. So pressure is a little bit lower. And yeah, lowering down more. Okay. But let's look. So 29,000 volatiles. A lot of that is just the gas form of it. So if we look, yeah, ratio 50%, ratio 50%. Actually increase it a little bit. These guys empty, they are. Okay. So we'll go with a 70% fuel load this time. Yeah, we are almost there. 11 off. But this should be helping. Yeah, 89, 85. So still a little bit off. Moving about 5,000 joules of heat energy. Let's look over here. So negative 89. This guy is down at -94. This guy is at 27. So we are going from 27, 28 degrees down to -94. Pressure is good on those pipes. This pipe network is right at 5. How about this guy? Right at 5 as well. We'll turn that down to 4,900, so hopefully it quits screaming so much. 3.51, 3.35. Yeah, maybe we need more oxygen in this pipe to help transfer the energy. Maybe that's what it is. Yeah, I'm not sure. Working just a little slow. But we are -82. -89 in our tank. And we are up to 6.8 thousand moles. So I think it's just a matter of letting the system run and then equal out. And then we should be good. Yeah, -89, -88. So these guys are doing what it's supposed to be doing, transferring the energy there. -88. So this just needs pressure. Then it will start liquefying. Either pressure or dropping that temperature. Okay, so we are finishing up the last of our ice. Oh, I wonder what our tank down here looks like. 900 liters of nitrous. Which what we could do is pull that nitrous liquid out. Because that's 35,000 moles of nitrous liquid. We'd have to probably shut these off, let all that pollutant liquefy or evaporate into its gas, and then pull the gas off the top. And then maybe repressurize it with something like oxygen. That could be an idea. Let's see. So 6 megapascals of pressure in there. This guy is cooling as fast as it can with all the liquid that it can. So 4.9 in there. That was this pipe. 2.45 megapascals. Let's add some more nitrogen. We'll run it up to, say, 15 or so. 17. Yeah, I think we just need more oxygen in there. So let's swap out oxygen tanks. This guy is at none. So we'll fill him up. And then we'll bring this oxygen over to act as our kind of medium for cooling everything. We'll get it up to probably about 3,000 or 2,000. There we go. That'll give us about 3,000 moles of oxygen in our cooling system, or heat transfer system. Tie these guys back down so storm doesn't blow them away. Okay. So it's going to raise the temperature in here, so it's going to have to cool back down the oxygen. But that should help this cool down, I'm thinking. Yeah, no evaporation happening because the system can't get cold enough. There we go, 79. So 3.23 thousand moles of oxygen now. If we look, I think oxygen... how does this compare to nitrogen? So oxygen can hold on to more heat or for cooling. So yeah, I think this system should work. I still got some in there, so keep that going. Yeah, negative 86. This is doing 9.6 kilojoules, 12.5. Does that mean we have a buildup of pressure somewhere? 18 out of 20 liters there, and 18 out of 20 here. Let's see. So we have nitrogen evaporating again. This is up to 83, negative 83. Okay, so it is condensing. Alright, let's go check out our rocket, see how the fuel is coming along. So negative 85 on here. Still need a little bit more. Might be worth it to build a cooling loop here. And then we connect it into our pipe network using a heat transfer. I wonder if that would be worth it. These guys are still running. Holy cow. Okay. Yeah, just waiting on that volatiles now. But I think that is honestly good enough. Let's see how much fuel we have in here. Yeah, just shy of 1,000 liters, and most of it has condensed. So I think that's fine. What we'll do is disconnect, set this to 0. That will pull the liquid out, keep it in here. Help condense this back down. Yeah, because if we don't have any liquid, then this won't be pressurizing or transferring heat. Same with that side. But there's that. Let us see. So we have 154 liters in that tank, 170 in that tank. And I think we will actually go out to frozen vapors because we can get some volatiles, mostly volatile, a little bit of carbon dioxide. We have plenty of nitrous, so yeah, I think this will be our destination. So got that. Frozen vapors is our target location. So let us turn on our engine. And still generating that 30.8. So perfect. There we go. We'll go top up our food and water and let that thing get out there, or that rocket. Alright, so we made it out to frozen vapors, so we'll do same thing, start discovering. We'll turn on our scanners. And this one should be a lot faster. We only need 100 points to discover a location. Alright, so finish scanning everything. We'll turn our scanners off. And let's look what we have. So we have volatile, water, water, and then the rest are volatile. So let's go hit that first one. See what we have. Turn our engine on. Take us about 40 seconds to get there. Still have 1600 seconds of fuel. So plenty of fuel. Yeah, definitely overkill on our fuel use, but that's fine. And let's see. Preemptively turn our scanners on. We got the battery for it. Yeah, we're at 98%. So let's survey. So this one takes 100. What does that mean? Does that mean that we are going to finish this completely? Oh yeah. Okay. So our size is 3.1, density. What are our options? Let's see. So frozen vapors, we can get a size 2 to 4, density 2 to 4, and richness 1 to 3. So 2 to 4, 2 to 4, and 1 to 3. So size is good. Density on the higher end, but richness not so much, right? 1 to 3. So I think kind of middle of the road. Yeah, kind of middle of the road, so we'll take it. Quick to survey as well. And yeah, we still have this place out here to get to. Same with this one out here. Alright, so survey is done. Turn our scanners off and turn our miner on. So there's up to 10,000 ore at this location. It looks like we are mining right around 50 or so. That's going to drop down to 12. Okay, so density affects our total resource as well as mining speed. I didn't know that. Okay. But we'll let this guy run. Alright, and while we wait for this guy to mine, I figure we can start looking at what we're going to do with the ice that comes back from this one. So we just finishing up the last of the nitrous. Yeah, so I think what we'll do is just change this to 0 and pull everything out of this pipe. Which actually, instead of doing that, we can just, well, we'll do that as well, but we'll do a one-way valve on here. So one-way valve like that. And then the pressure, back pressure regulator will ensure the pipe is empty, and then it only flows in one direction. But we'll wait until nitrous is processed. Let's go look at our nitrogen. See how that is coming along. So building up that pressure. That's good. The temperature in there is getting lower. Sitting at 1.9 liters now. Okay. What we could do to speed up this process is let's do some trading for some nitrogen. So let's turn our trader on. And we can see if there's anybody that wants to trade with us. We should have power. Yep. We'll bump this guy up to 20,000. These are all big guys. Cosmic Forge. See if we can sell him a burger. land them there on A. A to Z liquids, we'll land them on B. They might have some liquid nitrogen. Just some ingots, and doesn't want a burger. Just some muffins, I don't think so. A to Z liquids, land them. Planetary produce, might be able to sell them some food. Land them on C. Inhalants, that sounds like gas. We'll put them on A on 7. Some insulated piping, large direct heat exchanger, some turbo pumps. Nothing that we super need. We can sell them a burger though. Anything else? Doesn't look like it. Yeah. So, just a burger. Get us a little bit more money. This guy wants oxygen. So potatoes, wheat, nothing that I have available, so we'll get rid of him. Interstellar inhalants will land on A. Tool shop, might be able to sell them something. We can land them on B. Smoggers. Okay. That's taken some time to contact that trader. Check him out. It's got some water. Not exactly what we need. He does want a burger though, and a cake. Yeah, we could buy some volatiles. How much would that be? 150? Yeah, we'll just buy some bulk volatiles. So 2,000 moles. Come over here to 7A. Gas. Volatiles. Turn that on. And let's go turn off our storm warning. Let's see. So we still have a 3x3 that we can land. See if there's any 3x3s. Currently trading with all of them, it looks like. Yep. So just waiting on new traders to show up, so we'll turn that off. Actually, we'll do it this way. Alright, we'll check all these guys out, see what they want. This guy is filters as well as volatiles. Nothing that we could sell them. He'll pay us to take decayed food, though. Or no, we'll have to pay him to take it. Here it is. So $162 for taking his decayed or eggshells, and $124 for taking his decayed food. And then junk ore. I'll take that as well. That's with the mod Expanded Traders, I believe is the name of it. Let's actually look real quick. Let me open up my Steam. So it is the mod. Traders Reimagined is the name of the mod. So it adds a bunch more traders into the game. That's what, or this guy is not one of them. But like this guy is one of them. So it has this M on it for if they're part of the mod, and they have all these different packages that you can buy and sell from them. So it just adds a reason to build these big landing pads like I did. So this guy, we could sell him some ingots, but don't really want to, so we'll just get rid of him. This guy, I don't think there was anything we could sell him now, so we'll get rid of him. This guy, nothing that we can sell, so we'll get rid of him. This guy just has the gases, and we already sold him everything that we can, so we'll get rid of him. And the tool shop. Nothing that we can sell him, so we'll get rid of him. Okay. So now we'll turn everything off. Turn off that. It's almost completely empty. How are we doing on time? Still a little bit. I will just let that guy run. Let's go check our rocket before we get caught out here in the storm. So miner is on as our storage. Quantity 32. So still mining. So still got some time. Let's head back inside now. Okay. Where did all of that stuff go? Oh, you put it over here. Okay. All right. So I'll bring you back once the storm is over. All right. Storm is over. So let's go check our rocket, see how it's doing with the mining. And we'll bring it back if it is full. So still mining. Mined about half the field so far. Mining 18 per. Cargo storage is at 48 or 45. So about 90% full. So another 5 stacks or so. So about 500 more. if my math is right. Yeah, so we can fill up to about 5,500, I think. Or 5,100. So we'll let that guy, he's almost done. Forgot to re-enable that. Okay, that's annoying. I am going to go clear that. Alright. So it looked like we had some volatiles, liquid volatiles set up. So let's look. So 260. This guy is feeding in all of its volatiles into this system here. So yeah, 87. What we'll do is this guy, we will set it up to 7. Okay, yeah, I did change the setting on here. So we'll start loading up this system, which our nitrous is almost done already. Yeah, nitrous is done. I'm still waiting. Good amount of volatiles to do still. But we'll get that rocket loaded and we'll send that one out to go mine some more nitrous. Or maybe even another load of volatiles. Yeah, we got 1.3 thousand liters in there. How's this coming? 89 degrees. It's down to 85. Looks like our pressure is building up though. But yeah, we'll go grab some nitrous from a trader if we can. Okay. So, large satellite dish. We already contacted that guy. Let's hit the best suited guy, see if we can sell him some stuff. Got this builder. Land him on B. This one will land on 7A. Ooh, spill on aisle 5. That might be who we want. So let's sell him a burger. Yeah, nothing else that we can sell. Could buy large filters, some hard suit jetpack or backpack, harm helmet, hard suit helmet, hard mining backpacks, and then heavy filters. But let's send him on his way. This builder, chocolate cake in a box. I don't think we can do that. Yeah, get rid of him. So we'll land that guy. Taser face. Land him on A. And get that spill on aisle 5. I think that is liquid or gas. Let's go make a box of the mixed cakes. think it's 3 chocolate, 3 regular cakes. So over here, chocolate cake, start making those. Yeah, for whatever reason, it doesn't seem like these chocolate cakes inside here, even though decay is at 7%. For whatever reason, it won't accept these guys. I'll put this guy over there. At least I don't think so. Which one is empty? This one on the end. So I'll do a box of the mixed cakes in there, and if we try to sell it, it doesn't show up correctly. Like it's not tracking the quality or something. But it's showing up as a chocolate cake in a box. I definitely went to the wrong trader. Okay. Oh, there it is. Now it's showing up. Cereal bars we don't have. Hand grenades. I don't even know where you make those. I think you can only buy those. I haven't seen them come up. Do you sell hand grenades? No, you do not. Okay. Well, get rid of him. We'll go turn off the printer over here. Or the chocolate cake maker. And seems to be working now, so we'll load this guy up and throw another box in there. I'll kick him out of here, see what else is available. Spill aisle 5, land him on B. It's cool seeing all the traders come in and land. But let's see, nothing there. I could buy some of that stuff. Nah. There we go. Sell a burger. Nothing that I want to buy, so get rid of him. Go check this guy at the distance. Bunch of filters. Some liquid water. Liquid nitrogen canisters. That'd be 36 liquid nitrogen. Sell a burger. Mixed cakes. Awesome. Box of chocolate. Yeah, he wants liquid nitrogen or liquid oxygen. But nothing that we want to buy. Nothing with that guy either. How about you, kind sir? Nope. Okay, we got plenty of money. Let's find a gas trader. Or a liquid trader. Let's see if this guy... will sell us any... Okay, we'll check Nebula Nectars, see if they have any liquid. Otherwise, I think we will call this one good. And we'll just go back to our rocket. Actually, we can go check that real quick while that trader is landing. Let's see, so looking at our cargo storage, we are quantity 50, import count is 109. If we look, our miner is full, so we can go back to idle. We will turn off our rocket miner, set our location as landing pad 2, set that destination. And it looks like it's going to be close on landing, but it should get better as we burn fuel on the way back. But yeah, that should be good. So we'll have that guy come back. How's this coming over here? So still waiting on that volatiles. But we'll go check out our trader. Oh, promising. There we go. 178 liters of liquid nitrogen. And we'll buy some more liquid volatiles as well once we get the nitrogen process through. Volatile gas, that was 7 liquid. And that was nitrogen. So what that will do is if we check out over here, we can see our liquid nitrogen increased. And then as it evaporates, it's just going to pressurize the system and lower that temperature that is in the system. Yeah, so all of that will evaporate, which just means we're helping pressurize the tank. Because the tank is so large, it will help pressurize the system and just kind of jumpstart the process and us making some liquid nitrogen. This guy's good. But should be our nitrogen unloaded. We can see from here, almost there, just a little bit more. Perfect. So we will turn off our nitrogen, turn on our volatile, and then go purchase some volatiles. There we go. And anything we can sell? Hard suit package, nah. Okay. Yeah, I think that is everything. So we'll send that guy on his way. Landing pad is empty, so we'll turn the landing pad off. looks like our liquid is already empty as well. So let's go check. And it helped lower that temperature, which is nice to see. Okay, let's go look at our rocket now. And our second rocket is coming back in now. So lowered it a little bit. All right, rocket made it home. So we will connect our cords, or umbilicals, refuel the fuel. We connected our chute, yep. Actually, yeah, I'll just leave those guys open so I can check the fuel levels. But perfect, okay. Before I empty the cargo, let's check, make sure everything is out of here. Looks like it. So we will turn those off, set this guy to 0, and open that up. So that will start pulling everything out of here. Volatiles, we actually don't need to worry about it contaminating the system. Maybe the carbon dioxide though. Actually, yeah. So we'll close that off. And let's go unload our rocket. Okay. So we have ice coming through. There we go. So we have volatiles and carbon dioxide coming into the system now. Which means we will start getting volatiles in this pipe. Which means this guy will start working again. So we'll start getting some more volatiles into this system. Yeah, 22, 23, 24. Which also means this guy will start pressurizing again. All right, how are we doing over here? 871 liters. $56,000 moles. This guy's actually freezing because it's the pressure's so low. This guy is doing good though, 73 liters, and we have all 3 rockets being fueled up as well. So it's just a matter of letting time pass and the cooling to do its thing to cool down our volatiles, as well as filtering or crushing all of this ice up. Yeah, it looks like just got rid of all the nitrogen. Now we're just waiting on the nitrous. Yeah, it keeps jumping back and forth. That's funny. Okay, got everything into there. Just waiting on this last little bit to come out of here. But yeah, I think that is where we will end the episode. Went and did 2 successful mining trips with our rocket. Did some trading, which I will shut that off before I forget, and then waste a bunch of power. Yeah, so we did 2 successful mining trips with our rockets. We got pretty much all the nitrous that we need. All 3 rockets are filled up to 70% nitrous. Just waiting on volatiles now. So yeah, 28.8 on there. This guy needs 58 and this guy needs 70. So gonna take some time to fill those back up with volatiles. But I think I will actually end the episode and the season here. We may come back, take a quick break from Stationeers, and come back in a new season once the new update is out. Looking at the beta branch and seeing all the changes where they have pipes all on one network with the tanks, so they're not separate networks like they are. And then some of the stuff that they're adding with like the liquid filtration and the new rocket stuff looks really fun. So I think we'll hold off on starting a new season until that update is out. But thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed the series and the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.